Are you actively working on your relationship with yourself? Hey there, Cece Cheney here, and I wanted to hop on real quick to chat about 3 ways that you can cultivate the most important relationship in your life, which is the one you have with yourself, right? I don't think we talk about this often enough, so I thought it'd be a really good topic. I was reading an article this morning about this and thought I would share some of the points with you from there. By the way, the article actually had 11 tips for improving your relationship with yourself. So if you want that full list, shoot me a quick message. I'll get that over to you. But I don't have time to do 11, so I'm going to do 3. So what can you do to work on your relationship with yourself? Number 1, this was all about creating self-love habits. So the article was stating that these habits will help you stay grounded and loving energy, which will actually support your well-being. And so what are some examples? Okay, Cece, that sounds interesting. What does that mean, right? Okay. So some of the things you could do is you could practice thanking yourself, right? Thanking yourself for doing the things that you would normally do in a day. Thank yourself for making the bed. Thank yourself for taking care of yourself, right? But being thankful for the things that you do for yourself is one way. You could take yourself out on a weekly date, right? Date yourself is one of the tips that you can do for these self-love habits. They also talked about spending time tuning into how you're feeling daily. So this is something you could do as you're starting your day as you're ending your day, and checking in with your heart and really seeing how you feel about things throughout your day. Additionally, they said you could do affirmations, right? You can compliment yourself. The habits are like endless. You could do all sorts of things, but those are some ideas to get you started. Now, number 2 is all about eating, right? And this one I think is kind of hard for a lot of people to hear. So take this one with some grace. Still love me at the end of this one. But number 2, and I think it's really powerful, is eating for your well-being, not just for your taste buds. Right? Let me know if that one is a little hard for you, right? But the article was saying that, how do you take better care of yourself? How do you nurture the relationship with yourself? And a part of that is taking care of your body, right? Because we know that our mind, our body, and our spirit are all connected. So when you're getting ready to sit down for a meal, and I know that this is like timely, right? Because Thanksgiving is coming, and then we just abuse our bodies when it's Thanksgiving time, right? Like, how much can I stuff into my body? How much butter can I add to this recipe? Anybody else in there? Or am I alone? Right? Thanksgiving, I have really mistreated my body historically around this time of year. So as this time of year is coming around, it's something to be really mindful of, especially if you have a history like I do of not necessarily always treating your body the best. So a couple of things to ask yourself before you take that bite. Will this food nourish me, right? Is this something that will actually nourish me? If the answer is no, you don't eat it. If the answer is yes, right? You enjoy it. The second question, and this one is probably even more powerful, how will eating this food make me feel? Right? And so I'm not going to lie, I was in denial for a long time. Right? I was in denial for a really long time about how different things made me feel. But it wasn't until I started to be really conscious of those things, I realized immediately that dairy was really inflammatory for me, like in my joints, right? And I knew when I ate it, even though I knew that it did not nourish me, right? If I ate it, I knew that I would feel bad later. And there's so many different things that are like that for us. So many different foods that are like that for us. When we eat them, we know we're going to be tired. We know we're going to be lethargic. We know we might have a stomach ache, right? So asking yourself, will this food nourish me? How will eating this food make me feel? And then making the decision to eat for your well-being so that you're actually taking care of yourself. Okay, so that's tip number 2. I think it's powerful. I know it's hard. And tip number 3 is work on improving your skills / investing in your own growth, right? So this is all about, right, having a relationship with yourself and what you can do to better yourself, right? That's an important part of this whole equation. So maybe you treat yourself to a class, maybe you read books that help you grow, maybe you focus on specific areas that you want to improve, like working on specialized knowledge. This is something my husband and I have been talking about for the last week or so, is this idea of specialized knowledge, specific information that will help us grow in some sort of way. So my question for you, what's the last course you took just for fun? Right? Have you taken a yoga class lately that was just for fun? Have you dug deep into some area of your business that was just for fun, just for your own personal growth. Or what's the last book you read? Drop those in the comments. Let me know what you've been doing lately to improve yourself, improve your skills, and invest in your own growth. So I'm super excited because I did, what I keep doing, which is signing up for another round of the 14-day challenge. I have not stopped signing up for this sucker. This is going to be my 4th one for the year. And it really is about my own personal growth. I've done it over and over and over again. A lot of the information repeats itself. But one of the lessons that I've learned recently is the more that I take in the same information, the more I learn on a deeper level about that thing. So I'm reading a book currently, and I'm on my 2nd read back to back. And I actually have 1 chapter left, and then I'm restarting it again. And every night when I go to read a chapter from this book, I'm picking up some little piece that I didn't get the first time. And that's what the 14-day challenge is all about for me. So I get really excited to dig deep and work on improving my own skills as a marketer, right? Because that allows me to help more people, to help my customers more so that they know what it is that I have to offer. And this is something that I do for myself every quarter because it's important that I nurture my relationship with myself and I help myself to grow because that's what I want at the end of the day. I can't make as big of an impact if I don't do the things that it takes to get there, right? So I know that was a lot. Those are the 3 things you can do to better nurture a relationship with yourself, right? So again, creating those self-love habits. 2, eating for your well-being, not just your taste buds. And 3, investing in your own growth. So like I said, I don't have time to do all 11 of those tips that were in the article today. But if you are somebody who really thinks that this is an area of your life that you really need to focus in on, shoot me a message and I will be more than happy to send you the remaining 8 tips and get those over to you. So that is what I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I so appreciate you, Delroy D. I'm glad this topic was useful. And again, if you need the additional tips, shoot me a message and I'll get those over to you. Ciao.